Aye, this is out again. If you've been here before, welcome back to Camping Caledonia. And if you're new here, good to see you. Wee quick overnighter in the Galloway Forest tonight. New tent. It's actually a brand new tent from 3FUL Gear. It's the TAIJI one. You might be familiar with the TAIJI 2. That's been out for a couple of years. But they've just released, hot off the press, a one-person tent. So I think right about here is good enough to camp. So we'll get the bag off. I've not walked that far from the car today, to be honest with you. We'll get the bag off and have a look at the tent. Here's the tent packed up as it arrived in the post. I've not even opened it yet, so hopefully all the bits are there. Yeah, it comes in this little carry bag. I'll pop the dimensions of this pack size up on the screen now. I probably won't be using it like this. I'll probably take the poles out, pack them separately to the tent into a... I'll put the tent into a dry bag, just for ease of packing. It takes up less real estate in the bag if you do that, but yeah, it's quite a handy little bag this. It's got little clips here that you're probably familiar with 3FUL. Just open this up. Yeah, it's a little roll top bag, velcro bit here. Open that up. See, the tent and everything is inside there. So let's see what's in the bag. Tent rolled up there. Nothing else in there, is it? Oh, there is. What have we got here? Looks like some cord and some clips. Anyway, put that here. Let's see what's in here. A couple of these little ribbons. Put them away. That looks to me like poles. What's in this? I presume it's the yep, ground sheet comes with the tent by the looks of it. It's all good. And I'm guessing this is pegs. So what have we got here? So we've got pegs and cord, a pole repair piece, and some repair patch. That's everything. Some guy lines, guess they'll go on in a bit. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pegs. They're the kind of small MSR groundhog copies. That's everything that's in the bag. What I've done is I have pegged out the four corners just loosely for now, and I'm gonna lay the poles out along the direction that they need to be on the tent. So I'll do that now. Right, so here's the poles. Let's see what we've got. It is very windy here today. It says on the weather app that it's about 20 miles an hour, so just hope you can hear me fine. So here we go. Here's the poles. Aluminium alloy poles, look about 7mm. Nice and short as well, which will be handy for packing, and also good for strapping the handlebars of bikes and the whatnot for a bit of bike packing. But anyway, let's lay them on the tent. Okay, so that's both the long poles laid out across the tent where I'm going to be fixing them onto the tent. So let's do that now. that is both the long poles into their wee grommet type things. As you're doing it, a really good tip for this type of tent, so your Cloud Peak 2s, your Vic 1s, any of your exoskeleton type tents, is to clip your first clip on. As you're doing it, and it just helps the tent stand up pretty much straight away. Okay, so let's get all these other clips on. Now that both the larger poles are fully clipped in and secure, I'm going to put this smaller pole on the top. So let's see if we can work this out. Right, so that goes onto the top. Slide through. And it puts in like so. Okay, because this tent is self-standing, it's an exoskeleton tent, what you can do is, once it's erect, you can pick it up and move it about. So I'm going to move it just ever so slightly. Right, so I'm just going to put the guy lines on now. There's little clips to thread your guy line into on each of the poles. Just do some kind of knot here. I'll attempt the bowling, but it's it's fiddly. Cold hands. Warm heart though. Let's pop it on there. Tighten that up. That'll do. The cords have got a pretty cool little. Let's peel it through. Glow in the dark. Line locks. Right, well that's the tent up now. We'll have a wee look at the inside of the tent, but before that I need to go and get some water. I need to get that job done. It's a wee bit of a trek, not too far, maybe 10-15 minutes. But aye, get some water and then we'll have a look at the inside of the tent. Just going to try and get some water now. There is a wee stream here, but it's fairly buried. If you've got to grab some water. The rain's just started as well, so let's see how we get on. There we are, plenty. So that was a wee successful trip for water. That should see me through the night for my noodles, etc. It's blowing a gale at the moment. I hope you're able to hear me okay on the camera. It's not cold. I think it's about 14 degrees. Anyway, that's me nearly back at the tent, and we'll have a look at the interiors. Let's have a little look at the inside of the tent. Start off with the doors. So a wee bit like the Lanshan one, you've got the two loops. Now this is something I'll maybe decide to change out for a bit of bungee. It's the first thing I've really noticed, bar the bag and possibly the guy lines, but the guy line should be alright. Yeah, it's the first thing I've noticed that I'm probably going to change, is instead of the cord provided, I'll put on some bungee. So let's get this door open. Yeah, we've got a nice, quite solid storm flap. It feels quite substantial. Good zips, YKK zippers, I think. I'll double check. Right, so obviously you can untie that door and open it up further, but yeah, this will roll up and clip onto that loop there. So let's do that now. Let's roll the door up here. Little clip here. This comes round and hooks onto the loop, like so. Okay, so that's the outer door open. We've got a double zip here. That's good because that'll allow for some extra ventilation and it's a bit warmer. And we've got solid inner with a bit of mesh at the top. I chose this one. It does come in full mesh. Anyway, let's open this up. So this is probably my first, not negative, but something I would have preferred is a T-door, but you know, it's not a deal breaker. You can see the inner there. I'll put all the details up with regards to the denier of all the materials. Yeah, so coming inside, oh, the wind is absolutely belting. Coming inside, the room is very similar to what you get inside the Lanshan 1. Decent length. Again, I'll put all the numbers up. Features, there's a lantern hook, pretty standard, and one wee pocket. I'll show you that in a wee minute. Other than that, fairly basic. The inner isn't sagging much at all, which is good news. That was a bit of a worry of mine. And yeah, looks like there's plenty of room. You can see here as well, all the seams are nicely taped. The build quality seems superb. Everything's double stitched. Yeah, happy. It's a pretty wet and windy day here in the Galloway Forest. Still enjoying a beer though. I'll give you a bit of a tour of the camp now that it's set up. A wee stash of beers there. That'll keep me going for now. That's the rucksack down there. It's emptied. Just stashing it there with the rain cover on overnight so that it's not taking up room in the tent. It's not the biggest of tents. Could come in with me, but I'm not going to bother. Got the water hanging up there. And there's the wee tent. As you can see, I've got the little Trichology Yeezy light chair, which means brilliantly that I can sit inside the tent when it's bad weather like today. So yeah, all good. Got the stuff down there ready for cooking, and when it gets a bit later on, I'll take the chair down and get the bed set up. But yeah, all good. I think going forward, one thing I won't be without in my camping bits and pieces bag are a few clothes pegs. One thing I've noticed in this tent, the inner, when you tie it back, it kind of droops where I've got the pegs here and here. There's only one tie in the middle that is fitted at factory, so Yeah, just a couple of clothes pegs, sort you right out. It's pretty near bedtime for me now. What we on? It's just coming up for 11:30, way past my bedtime. So yeah, I was going to do a wee bit more tent chat, but I think we'll maybe leave that till the morning. What I will say for now though is I'm liking this tent. The Taiji one is exceeding expectations for now. There are a couple of niggles, but yeah, it's as I said before, it's ticking a lot of boxes. I'll be putting it, for me anyway, personally speaking, I'll be putting it and using it in the same way that I'll be using the Bobcat, and it's beating it in quite a few areas. But anyway, we'll speak more about that tomorrow. I'm going to stick a podcast on, maybe have a wee whiskey, but most of all get some shut-eye. So I'll see you in the morning. Morning, that's me just about ready to get up and out of the tent. I've been awake since about 7 this morning. What we're on now, it's 25 to 9, so I've had a bit of a lazy morning, a cup of coffee and whatnot. Yeah, slept absolutely fine. This tent's really roomy for a one-person tent. Plenty space for one person and kit. You know, it's absolutely superb. One niggle I've sort of discovered when I went out for a pee earlier on is that the door, the outer door, the door on the fly, is quite awkward to get hooked up from the inside. Yeah, it's a bit awkward, so that could be problematic, especially if the outside of the fly is wet. It's really awkward to get it hooked up. But like I say, not a deal breaker, that one. Cracking tent. But anyway, I'm going to start getting stuff packed away, and I'll see you outside. It's much calmer this morning. There's not much wind about, which is good. I might even be able to put the drone up. Certainly wasn't able to do that yesterday, far too blowy. But aye, I'll give you a wee spin around the tent and see how it's looking in the morning after some fairly high winds and a fair bit of rain. It wasn't bucketing, but it was raining, so let's have a wee look. Everything's looking pretty taut still. I know this nylon, silicone coated nylon, is known to sag a bit if it gets wet, and the tent has had a bit of a soak in, but yep, this is the sort of rear side of the tent without the door, and it's looking pretty taut. Guy lines still pretty taut as well, all good. Come round to the front. Excuse the mess. I haven't tidied up this morning yet. And this is what I was talking about, this hook on the outside. It's a bit awkward to get this cord on from the inside. And if the fly door is really soaking wet, you might, be getting drips inside. But I'm sure there's a technique that we'll be able to find to lessen the impact of that wee problem. But no, overall, delighted with the tent. Another wee look at the vents there. Here's something I never noticed yesterday. See here where you tie your guy lines onto this little clip that's attached to the poles. There's actually another one down here that I didn't notice. That'll be what the extra guy lines are for in the bag. They're a different colour, and there's no pegs provided, but yeah, you'll be able to add an extra 4 guy lines on, so that'll be 8 in total for the whole tent. Wee bit of blue skies above, all good. Mind, at the start of the video I said I was going to swap out the bag that the tent came in for a wee dry bag. Well, here it is. You can see the idea behind it is this will take up much less real estate in my rucksack, and I'll put the poles on the side of the bag, so it just means I can fit more in, beers, noodles, that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm pretty much all packed up now. and I'm going to hit the road. Right, well, that's everything packed away. You can see the poles strapped to the outside of the bag. And that's where the tent was, just on that flat bit of grass there. Leave no traces always. I'm heading out in that direction. So that was a pretty successful wee overnighter. I don't know why the weather couldn't have been like it is today, yesterday. Liberty. But yeah, all in all, thoughts on the tent, absolutely superb. There's a bit of a boggy bit I'm going through here, just have to take care. Thanks again to Collins Outdoors for sending me the tent so quickly. Very kind. I would say if you're looking to get one ordered up, they'll look after you pretty well. That's my feet wet. Aye, so I'll be using the tent probably in the same kind of way that I would have used the Bobcat. A small tent. This is really boggy. That I can park pretty much anywhere if I've got limited space. You know, there are better one-person tents out there. My brother, for example, has got the Durston X-Mid, which is an absolutely brilliant tent. But for me, personally, I think the footprint's a bit big. You know, some of the places I like to go camping, there's not always that space available. So yeah, the Taiji one, or Taiji one, is really is fitting the bill. Yeah, so goes up dead easy. Which way am I going here? The tent itself's relatively simple to pitch. It's not too bulky to carry. It's nice and lightweight, you know, lighter than the Bobcat. I would say it's maybe, I don't know, not as bomb-proof possibly as the Bobcat, but I don't know what tent it is, to be fair. Gee whiz, this is boggy. But yeah, I'll be out and about with the Taiji one a fair bit over the next wee while, I should imagine. My feet are absolutely soaking now. Oh. So keep your eye out for that. Gee whiz. Tussocks. Oh, I've found a path now. So yeah, the tent is going to be coming in around the £140 mark, which I think is very good value for what you're getting. It is in the budget end of things, but the quality's superb. Double stitched, nicely taped seams, and good quality materials. So all in all, I would say definitely gets a pass mark from me with honours, you know. There's Loch Doon, I'll flip you around. Half a bonny. So yeah, not too far from the car now. If you've got any questions about the tent, I've probably missed loads of stuff because I'm not a tent reviewer. I usually just film camps and stuff, but if you've got any questions, give us a shout. I've taken a heap of pictures, so I'll put some of them onto Instagram. But aye, if you're still here, well done, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers now.